家好，这里是 Inverse。经过头脑风暴，我们一共选出了2个可行性比较高以及影响力比较大的方案。那么第一个方案是在一些公共场合，进行一些与传统工艺相关的表演，比如说在静安公园演皮影戏。那第2个方案呢，是在social media 上面宣传一些有关传统工艺的知识，比如说历史，还有制作过程等。那为了测试这2种方案，我们分别制作了作品雏形。
针对第1个方案，我们制作了简易皮影，并录制了皮影起源故事的演出视频。另外，我们还把将来在公共场合演出的计划和一些细节画在一张海报上，给被采访者看。演出视频的表达方式会比较直观，能让受众人群了解到我们以后表演节目的大概的样子，并利用流程海报的形式进一步解释将来在公共场合演出的计划。
针对第2个方案，我们团队创建了团队微信公众号，并在上面发布了我们的团队介绍、皮影的历史、皮影制作过程，以及我们自己亲手制作简易皮影时的过程。在采访观众时，我们会把以上这些东西都给被采访者看，并请求他们做出一些评论和给出一些建议。
接下来我们会通过采访一一测试这些方案。
And this is the first intro.
Now the Chinese guys.
No, don't go. Please stay by my side.
And next question, if you see some people are doing performance about traditional crafts, will you go and watch it?
Oh, it depends, on the day and my schedule, and if I'm busy. But if I'm touring around in a new country and I see something like that, I'd probably go and watch it, yeah.
And do you have any suggestion on making performance more attracting to the audience?
Maybe you could, because I noticed the puppets you were using had the same sort of expression and face. So maybe if you made duplicates of the same one, or found a way to switch their heads so that their expression could change as you go through the dialogue. So they just look sad all the time. I understand that they're sad. But maybe if there are other emotions being expressed during the dialogue in the conversation, you could, because when you pull them out just a little bit, they fade. And then you could quickly switch the face and put them back in, and the expression would change. So that might make it a bit more dramatic.
Okay, and as we mentioned in the poster, we are going to wear hanfu, which is Chinese traditional costume. Does it increase your interest towards our performance?
Well, it's very pretty. So yes, I think it's nice. It makes it seem more professional, I guess.
The shadow puppets. That's a very good idea. Journey to the West. Perfect. Harry Potter. I never knew that Harry Potter was Chinese.
We use English, we use people who speak English and make the script by using some Chinese traditional words.
How does Harry Potter connect?
It does not directly connect to Chinese traditional crafts, but
It's just a topic that all foreigners know.
yeah.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. All right. Okay. Paper cutting, live performance. That's a very good idea. Giving us gifts. Okay. Make beautiful containers. Nice. Oh, making bows. Oh, I see. Oh. See how to make the crafts and what they are. Write articles, take pictures. Yeah, good. And then show them the performance in Bulgaria's, etc. We don't let them. We encourage them. Don't let them. Okay. All right. We encourage them to subscribe. Good.
We also like make 2 videos.
Same problem. This is Chinese. Okay. So you need to like encourage, not let them, or permit them. Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's good.
We made
Very
2
interesting.
videos by using Shadow Puppet.
Mm-hmm.
One is for we talked about how Shadow Puppet came to China. Like someone invented it. This
Interesting.
Video. We use we draw it and then we cut it, we paint it, and we color it. And this is our
The sheets.
yeah, sheet.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we put it
Performance
under
sheets.
it with the light so we can see the characters and pictures. And there's another script we make which is for Mr. Miller because it's his birthday.
Oh yeah.
It's a bit interesting. We also use Shadow Puppet.
Funny.
So Shadow Puppet is like this kind of way to display some maybe scripts in a movie or just some stories we made.
Performances,
Yeah.
right?
And this is a lecture. We are going to show Andrew and my father. So we have a couple of questions to ask about.
Okay, sure.
Do you want to listen to this kind of stuff or watching for this kind of stuff if it is in English?
Very definitely, yes. I think it's really important to do that because so little is actually understood. Because so often people don't have the knowledge or the gaining to the English part. So sometimes we go to places that don't have any English, and if they were in English, it would be a lot easier to understand the stories.
So people
Very good.
who are not from China will be interested in these kinds
Yeah, I think so. I think very much so. Especially because it's made into a performance that you can be entertained by. If it were just only a book.
Do you think this lecture gives you enough information?
Yeah. So this is telling the story, right?
Yeah, this story is exactly the same as Shadow Puppet.
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, very good.
Do you have any ideas to help us make this more interesting? Because like most Chinese people have exactly no interest to maybe all Chinese traditions.
Food. Do some kind of introduce them to food to begin. Or give them a gift that they can take away with them that is related to one of the crafts, but then connected to food. Like give them a cookie and a bowl or something. So it attracts them, and then they stop and listen. And then as soon as you give them food, they will stop and listen. So yeah, that would be my only suggestion because I think it's very interesting. The other possibility is connect it, this style of shadow puppet, connect it to other cultures' shadow puppets, because like Arabic and Saudi Arabia and Turkey, they also have shadow puppets, but your shadow puppet's very different.
A few real questions.
A test?
And can I ask you a few questions?
Now.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
What do you think of our performance?
Well, based on this, I think if you do go into a public place and you have students who are dressed up and your shadow puppets look so colorful, I think it'll be successful.
So Like if you see some people are doing performance about some Chinese traditional crafts, will you go and watch?
I would definitely stop by and look, and if it was in English, I would stay and listen. That's definitely what I would do.
Do you have any suggestions on making your performance more attractive to the audience?
Well, if you're gonna do puppets, are you gonna wear microphones and have a good sound system?
Yeah.
Because I couldn't really hear you. Yeah, that's the only suggestion I have.
So as you mentioned in the post.
What are the questions? Are they hard?
Hanf, which is kind of Chinese traditional clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like that.
Oh, thank you, madam.
Does it increase your interest if like people wear this kind of
Yes, it's out of the norm.
and so before
Like, you can see it's orange, a bit full of magnets.
I have a few technical questions.
This lecture, like,
Oh, I got it. Like, do you think maybe foreigners or people not from China will be interested in when we are talking about this kind of stuff?
Yeah, I do think so. I think if there are foreigners here and they see students who are excited, definitely. And if it's in English,
Do you think our lecture gives you enough information?
the lecture you just gave me now. I mean, it was quiet, so I was able to read the poster by myself. But if someone was standing and talking about the poster, that'd be a little more helpful.
Do you have any ideas to make a lecture interesting?
I know, I think you guys got it.
Thank you.
What do you think of our performance plan, the posters we give you?
Oh, okay. I think the plans are interesting, and you have a variety of things planned, so it's something that you could definitely explore and try out.
If you see some people are doing performance about traditional crafts, will you go and watch?
Yeah, if it's traditional craft, since I'm an art teacher anyway, I am curious about it, so I would be interested to look at it.
Do you have any suggestions on making the performance more attracting to the audience?
I think for it to be an interesting performance, expression would be nice, like say visually from the puppets, a lot of like maybe even movement and like intonation of the sound, so like make it dramatic, so it wouldn't be like every day, it'd be like so it's like expressive, so maybe that might be attractive.
As we mentioned in the poster, we are going to wear half this while performing. So, does it increase your interest towards our performance?
Yes, definitely. I think if you wore it and you pointed out that this is actually part of Chinese culture, like a lot of people didn't know that there's this kind of format, maybe to somehow show that this is actually Chinese, like have it visually, I don't know how, and also like with maybe even hair and everything else, that would definitely be attractive.
The last three question is about the poster, the big poster.
I'll be right here.
Do you want to listen to the lecture? The lecture's content is on the poster. We can't.
Like it mainly talks about the history and origin and different kinds of shadow puppets.
And that's the lecture?
Yes.
So, okay, so there's a poster and there's a lecture.
Yes.
We'll show the poster when giving the lecture too.
Oh, like a presentation?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And then your question is?
Do you want to listen to the lecture? We will give the presentation before we perform the shadow play puppet show or other things.
Okay. Yeah, I think I would listen to whoever would be explaining it. If it was small groups, maybe it would be easier, so it's easier to understand. If it's a bigger group, maybe you'd need like even a bigger presentation and maybe microphones so everybody can hear. So
Do you think the poster gives you enough information?
the poster shows all sorts of different information. In terms of it, like from the design point of view, posters should be simple, but if it's information, a lot of information that you want to show, maybe that would be an infographic. So my suggestion would be like look into infographic and show what you can do with symbols, with fonts. You know, I'm an art teacher, so yeah, focus on the visualities. If it's a poster, then it should be simple and informative without that many words. So it depends, but it does have a lot of information shown.
Do you have any idea to make a lecture more interesting?
Lecture, okay. Well, I think people these days like things that are interactive. So if there's like a session where you can involve the audience, there's a lot of like role playing, say the audience can be part of the shadow puppet presentation, that would be more interesting. Or like using interactive things like media where people could interact, like use WeChat and comments and they could interact that way. Maybe that would make it even more interesting.
What do you think of our performance plan?
The first poster.
The first.
I thought the performance plan was very good. I think that you guys covered all of your bases. I especially liked how you kind of brought in the social media aspect, because that is definitely huge when it comes to spreading your name and getting the word out. So I thought that was really good. And I also liked how you guys thought of in the future, if people were really interested in the crafts that you were making, that they could also join you, or maybe you guys could have like meetings later for your fans. I think that that is very forward thinking and it's impressive.
Okay. If you see some people are doing performance about traditional crafts, will you go and watch?
Yes, I am very interested, especially being a foreigner and not knowing much about Chinese culture. That is something that I would be interested in, just to learn a little bit more about this country. But I would have to say that if you guys were to do it, crowds are something that definitely scare people away, especially foreigners. So if I saw 100 people crowding around you, I wouldn't go. But if I felt like I could see you guys and learn something, I would definitely check you out.
Okay, we'll find some quiet place.
That's good.
Do you have any suggestions on making the performance more attractive to the audience?
Like the shadow puppets?
Yeah.
I think that the shadow puppets performance was a little bit long. I think that in the beginning it was a little bit repetitive. And I think if you want to attract, well, I guess all types of people, but especially children, I would think would really enjoy this, but you're gonna lose their attention. So I think my one suggestion would be to cut the time a little bit on that.
Okay. As we mentioned in the poster, we are going to wear a hanfu, which is Chinese traditional costumes. Does it increase your interest towards our performance?
Yes, definitely. I think that the traditional costumes is a great idea. I think that would really let people know that you guys were doing something special. Seeing people that are dressed out of the ordinary usually catches your attention.
Okay. The last three questions is about the second poster. First, do you want to listen to the lecture that
It's mainly about the poster.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that that is a good way to start whatever you decide to present. If it is the shadow puppetry, I think that in the beginning you need information for people that don't know what it is. So I think that that's good that you start with it. But kind of the same thing as the video, I would keep it brief. I think that people are much more drawn to interactive things rather than just talking. But I think that the lecture part is important.
Okay. Do you think that poster gives you enough information?
I think so. Yeah, I think it looks like you guys separated it into parts of China and kind of the historical background of the shadow puppetry. So yeah, I think it was good.
Okay, the last one. Do you have any idea to make lecture more interesting?
I think that asking some questions and kind of getting audience interaction is always good. Letting people maybe participate. If you have certain artifacts, you can call people up to take a look at them, or maybe even do like a question and answer session, or maybe give away some little free gifts for people that get questions right. Anytime I think that you can involve the audience, it's going to be good.
Okay.
This is just, you can increase.
Other than shadow play puppets.
Mm-hmm.
People aren't really interested in this culture nowadays, so we want to.
Do you think the first article introduces our team clearly? For example, is our purpose and mission statement clear to you?
The purpose and the mission statement was clear to me, although I don't think it was clear what the individual motivations of each person was in the description about the people finding, that found the group. Because, you guys just gave a description of your appearance, not why you are interested in this.
All right. Okay, so do you think this article includes enough information about our team?
Some of it, but again, what do I care if someone has long legs?
So do you know anything about shadow puppets before reading the second article?
No, not much at all. I've seen pictures of it once or twice, but nothing else.
Okay. After reading, do you think this article gives you valuable information about Chinese shadow puppets?
Yes, it does give some information about how it originally started, at least the story that was told about why it started, even if we don't know if it's true or not.
Okay, it's true.
Is it?
Yes.
You were there?
No.
Then how do you know?
From some websites, very credible websites.
You found an article on Baidu, didn't you?
No, on Google.
Google's not a website, it's a search engine.
Oh, on ChineseShadowPuppetry.com.
Oh.
Yes.
And who are they?
That's a good question. Okay. Do you think the content of the second article is attracting?
Attracting?
Interesting.
Interesting. Yes, it's interesting. If I wanted to know about shadow puppets, I would be interested when I read the article.
Okay. Do you like the design of this page?
Yes, I do like the design. It's very colorful and easy to navigate.
Yes. So what do you think about our language? Is it appropriate?
Some of it is appropriate. The second article is definitely better than the first introduction article. The first one could use polishing.
Okay. And here's our future plan.
Your future plan.
What we will publish. Like we will talk about
introduction.
Yes, we will talk about a lot of crafts other than shadow play puppets.
Mm-hmm. So you're gonna have articles about the aesthetics, the performance, and the current situation?
Yes.
Uh-huh. How to make it?
Yes.
And how to clean up the mess after you've made it?
Yes.
Indeed. Tips how to perform. Are you gonna have anything that shows like a video link to live performances to show people what a performance would look like?
Yes.
Okay. PSA, show scenes, other crafts. So eventually, if you're successful with the puppet writing, you're gonna get into other crafts too.
Yes.
Ah, well, that's a good plan for the long term. Yes, very good, thorough, well planned out.
Do you think the content of each craft is enough?
The content of each craft?
Yes.
What do you mean content?
Like, we will include history and aesthetics, performance, and current situation for each craft.
Yes, that would be good.
Okay. Does this seem interesting to you?
It is interesting. I wouldn't have searched on my own, but when it's introduced a little bit, then yeah, it becomes very interesting.
Okay. Do you have any other suggestions for our WeChat public account?
how are you going to promote this account to people? Because most people aren't going to just search for shadow puppet. That's why it's not popular anymore. So how are you going to actually tell people we have a WeChat account, you guys should be looking at it, we're cool?
We send links to our friends, and our friends send links to their friends, and it spread wider.
Grassroots. That's
Yes.
Okay, well, good luck.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
About our team intro.
Mm-hmm.
So first question, do you think our team intro introduces our team clearly?
Yeah, I suppose so. Sure. Yeah, that's clear enough.
Is our purpose and mission statement clear to you?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's clear enough. Yeah.
Okay.
Bringing culture,
Yes.
Chinese culture out for other people to know about and everything. Yeah.
Do you think this article includes enough information about our team? If not, what else would you like to know?
No, I think it's fine. I mean, it's, you know, you're just like, you don't want it to be too long and boring because people want to read it. It's brief and to the point, so it's good. Yeah.
Okay, so the rest of the questions will be about the first article that you
Okay.
read.
Okay.
So do you know anything about shadow puppets before reading this article?
No, I didn't.
Okay, after reading, do you think this article gives you valuable information about Chinese shadow puppets?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't aware. So basically, I've seen shadow puppets with your hands, like people, you know, do the alligator and all that kind of stuff. But this is totally different. This is using the kind of silhouette of a figure,
Yes.
right? Like, and you move it around like marionette,
Yes.
but just the shadow. Yeah, I think I might have seen it, like in a movie, like a Chinese movie, you know, but I don't remember exactly. But yeah, it's pretty cool, interesting.
So do you think the content of this article is attractive and interesting?
It's okay. There could be a little bit more. I think it's interesting that it started off. I liked the part about he lost his favorite concubine. She died or whatever, and the person who decided to make the puppets like made it her figure or whatever to cheer the king up. I thought that was interesting, but maybe you could add a little bit more, some other interesting things, back history about other things, not just the king and the concubine. Maybe there's one other story, just so you have some variety. But it's okay, it's fine. Yeah, I mean, I think it's adequate. So.
And do you like the design of this page?
Yeah, it looks fine. That's good.
Okay. So what do you think about our language? Is it like appropriate?
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah, there wasn't too many like glaring mistakes. It was fine. The language was fine.
So this is about what we will publish in the future.
Okay.
Like we will include like historic origin, aesthetics, and performance, and other like current situations of the crafts
Okay.
we will introduce.
Okay. Nice.
And we will also include some like videos and pictures.
All right.
Like our
Some
PSA.
videos would be good. Absolutely. Yeah. If you could find like I said, you know, I know that I think I've seen that in a movie somewhere. So if you could find like a really high production video of someone doing the shadow puppet thing, it might be better. It's like, you know, this is a very visual thing, and it'd be nice to see a video of it, right?
And we are also thinking about like to interview those craftsmen. And
Sure.
video they making the
So
crafts.
this, like, so if you went out to certain places, probably not here in Watch Out, but like somewhere, maybe in Shanghai or Suzhou or something, maybe there's somebody who does it
Yes.
as a hobby or something.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And do you think the content of each craft is enough? Like these things. Like we will introduce other crafts in
Background.
the future.
I think so. That's good. Yeah.
Do you think we need to add anything?
I can't think of anything right now. I mean, I think this is good enough for you to get started when you're revising. Yeah. He's fine.
So does it seem interesting to you?
Slightly. I mean, it's not extremely interesting, but I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing it, checking it out.
So how to make it more interesting?
I mean, like I said, it's just personal taste. I don't know. I mean, like I said, what I told you before. I would like to see some video of the actual thing happening, and maybe you could, if you not only interview the puppeteer, but maybe the people who craft. Maybe make some video of them actually building the puppets or something like that. That might be cool. Behind the scenes of like how they create the puppets. Yeah, maybe yes. If you could find another story or another background thing, I think what you found was cool. But just see what else you can find, and maybe do some more research on where else do they do shadow puppets or something similar, like in another region or something like that, right?
Yeah. Like I found some other origin stories of shadow puppets online, and there are actually a few of them, but I didn't include them into this.
Okay, yeah. Just maybe. I think the ones you found was kind of cool though, for sure. It's something I didn't know until today.
So, do you have any other suggestions for our?
No, that's it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Chinese cultures. People aren't really interested in this culture nowadays, so we want to solve this issue.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to show you a few articles that we wrote in this.
One of the stories that was told in astronomy as well. Of Ptolemy's hair. It's like a Y shape of stars which you see sometime in the night sky. So he did similar. So that's quite interesting.
Yeah.
So then at least you could still talk or see his wife through the curtain. Okay.
Yeah, and this is our team's
Yeah. Influence the public awareness. This is Yuji.
Yes.
Yuji. That looks good. Do you know if people are looking at this website?
We don't know if they're looking at it, but it's in public situation, so maybe anyone can.
Yeah.
And we've got a few questions we'll ask you. So, do you think the second article introduces our team clearly?
Okay, I don't know, read through it, but clearly I can see it shows the group members' pictures and the title, how you all fit into this project, so that explains it very well. And then it looks like there is some little background of each member as well. So that always helps so that people want to know more.
Do you think this article includes enough information about
well, as I say, I haven't read it, but it looks like you covered lots of information. Yeah.
Do you know anything about shadow puppets before reading the article?
No. No, I didn't.
After reading, do you think this article gives you valuable information about Chinese shadow puppets?
Definitely, if you want to expand the project, I believe you guys will add some extra information, which will be great for followers to read and learn more about the culture.
Do you think the article is attractive?
It can be. So especially if you are interested in culture, it will definitely be.
Do you like the design of the film?
Looks good.
Is the language appropriate?
I haven't seen any spelling errors, so that's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think the content of each craft is enough? Do you need to add something?
You'll see. As time goes on, you will give it a little bit of a facelift. So that's normal. This is, I believe, the beginning of the project. Yeah, so as time goes on, you guys will definitely improve it. Yeah.
Do you have any other suggestions?
No. Nothing.
That's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good luck. Thank you. And let's see how it progresses in the next year or two.
Okay.
Yeah.